Hey, Jason Tushman back here with more best practices on patient acquisition. Today we're going to talk about a really important metric that most companies or most elective healthcare practices don't even use today. They don't receive this information from their marketing companies. They don't receive it from their search engine optimization company. They can't receive it from their office. But it's the #1 metric that will show you how well your website marketing is doing. That metric's called visitor to lead rate, okay? How many visitors to your website actually generate a lead, somebody that gives you a first name, last name, phone number, procedure of interest, either via an email or a phone call. That metric, visitor to lead rate, helps you to really understand how, okay, these three things work together. That is your website traffic, which is generated from your search engine marketing rankings, your design, how usable is your website for consumers that get there, which is ultimately going to tell you how many leads came from your website. All of that can be defined in visitor to lead rate. So, first thing we want to understand is how much traffic, how much website traffic am I getting? All you have to do is go into your Google Analytics and look at the filter of organic website traffic. Don't look at all, don't look at direct, look at organic website traffic in your filters in your Google Analytics, and make sure you're looking at new visitors, okay? So that's the first thing we want to understand. This is going to help you understand how valuable the rankings are that you're getting, okay? So instead of being subjective about whether a ranking works or not, I want the #1 ranking for this, or the #5 ranking isn't going to tell me, or isn't going to help my business. This will help you understand how well your rankings are performing at delivering visitors to your website. So let's assume for purposes of this example, I'm getting 100 new visitors to my website from my organic rankings. Next thing we need to understand is how are we going to generate leads? How are people going to give me that first name, last name, phone number, procedure of interest from the traffic that I generate? This is where we start to talk about the design, okay? How usable is your website, and how easily, once those people are interested in speaking with you, can they find two things, okay? First, we want them to be able to find your phone number, okay? You want that phone number at the top of the website, and preferably you want it in the upper left-hand corner on every single page. And it should be obvious to the lowest denominator of your consumers as far as visibility. So you may have to compromise the aesthetics a little bit of what you ultimately want, but you're going to help yourself generate a lot more leads. Second thing that you want that is really important and is underestimated is you want to make sure that the ability for people to contact you via email or a lead form is really obvious on every single page. We recommend that you put in what we call a lead form, that box that asks for your consumer's first name, last name, phone number, procedure of interest on every single page. And we actually recommend you put that in the upper left-hand corner as well. This is where people's eyes go first when they're looking at every single page, just like when they're reading a book. Okay? Now, you can put the lead form over here. You can put it in the middle down here if you'd like. What you don't want to do is put it underneath the screen at the bottom of a page. You don't want it to just be a contact us box, because too many of your average consumers are going to miss that. And if it's after hours, if it's late at night, if their website's moving slow, you're going to miss that opportunity to generate a lead from them. So it's a game of inches that you're fighting for in regards to your design, and that's why you should be willing to compromise some aesthetics to have these obvious things in front of the consumer. Ultimately, this is going to tell you how many leads you get, okay? So once you know how many leads you've gotten, and you want to make sure they're new patient leads, you now can understand your visitor to lead rate. So let's say, for example, in this case, I've got 10 leads, okay? Well, now what I'm going to have is a 10%, okay, visitor to lead rate. It means for every 100 visitors that I get, I'm getting 10 leads or a 10% visitor to lead rate. The problem is most practices don't understand this, and if they don't understand this, they really can't understand how well the integration of their search engine marketing rankings and website design is working. And when you use this metric, that's going to eliminate all of the opinion from either your vendors or your internal team on whether the website's working or not. The metrics you want to be at, you want to be at somewhere around a 3.5 to 7% visitor to lead rate, new visitor to new lead rate. Problem is the average practice is only at 1%, okay? And the reason they're at 1% is either they're not getting the right traffic, or if they are getting the right traffic or are not getting the right traffic, they don't have a good design. When you follow visitor to lead rate, you'll eliminate all the assumptions and know that if you're at that 3.5 to 7% rate, you've got good things going on both ends. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.